to practice the Mutha sequence in mountain pose. Soles of the feet on the floor. Bring your hands to heart center. Welcome yourself. Float nice and easy on your feet. Imagine yourself swaying with the breeze. And then we find stillness. Chin rounds in towards the chest. We set our intention for practice today. Grateful for the practice of a set sequence and a discipline of daily yoga, for it is this set sequence that has absolutely kept me sane during these wild times. Always having something that you can depend and rely on, like your yoga, can give you great faith, can give you a lot of confidence, a lot of ease. And so thank you for joining me virtually, as I know how much discipline it takes to practice on your own, and the hardest part is getting to the camera, right, to the mat. Once you've gotten here, we are nothing but smooth sailing. So align your breath, inhale, extended mountain pose. Take a back bend as you exhale. Back to center, you'll take a breath in. Folding forward, exhale. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, tuck and curl. Let's come on down. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Exhale, chin rounds in towards the chest. 3, 2, and 1. We shoot up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Back bend, breath out. Back to center, graceful yogis, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, take a breath in. Exhale, we tuck and curl. Really high yogi high heels today. So long as you are in pain, chin in towards the chest. A very slow rise up to standing. Once more, breathe in. Back bend, exhale. Back to center, no wrong way to do this. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, take an inhale. Tuck and curl, take a breath out. I challenge you to close your eyes for this round. Shoot up to standing. Keep your arms overhead, steeple mudra. Point the fingertips nice and high and take some free-form movement here. We enjoy the poses in between as you find stillness. Proud to be here. You'll arch to the right as you exhale. Back to center, that's your breath in. Left side, exhale. Back to center, separate the hands, roll back, bend, breathe out. Back to center, mountain, folding forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Tuck and curl, head on down. Really relaxed shoulders, nice long throat. Feel your belly press against the thighs. You'll look up, breathe in, arms overhead. Steeple mudra. Exhale, side stretch. Back to center, soften through the knees. Exhale, switch sides. Back to center for this variation. Let's keep steeple mudra. Press the heart forward. Lift the chin. Soft in the toes. Really lifted, webbed feet. May you lift just a bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. As you fold, slip your hands underneath your feet. We take gorilla pose. Padangusthasana. As you exhale, you'll let the head go all the way. You must have a bit of trust and faith when we hold poses for a bit of time. Yes, I'm still with you. We are folding, we are breathing. We are grateful to be able-bodied today. Shake the head no. As you look left to right, we release what no longer serves us today. Really happy to have our practice to rely on. You'll take a little bend in your knees. Let's come into our chair pose. Utkatasana. Arms sweep overhead. You guys know your chair. I'm going to turn to the side for our next few rounds. Sink low. Scoop your tailbone. Sink lower. 3, 2, and 1. Shoot up to standing. Release your hands by the sides and look around. Find a piece of furniture or a chair for our next few poses with one another. If you'd like to join me here, we're going to take our next round of chair. Arms out in front of you with our chair. We've got a double chair. Exhale, sink nice and low. From here, we're coming onto the tippy toes to head down into our toe stand. And what's great about having this prop is that you don't have to worry about falling forward as you find your alignment. Then see how I scoop my tailbone. I'm hovering just above my heels. Chin rounds in towards the chest. Then we shoot up to standing. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Arch to the right. Breathe out. Back to center, breath in. Switch sides. Exhale. Back to center. Third round of chair. Sink low, tailbone scoop, and pigeon toe your feet. For this round, you'll sink low, lift your heels, I'd say an inch or two, not as high as before. Option to go a bit lower, my pulsing yogis. 3, 2, and 1. Turn the feet. Inhale, arms overhead. Right arm underneath your left. Find your eagle bind. We'll warm up Garudasana. I'll make sure my camera's still rolling as I try not to worry about those kinds of anxious thoughts. Welcome to my internal chatter. Chittavritti is the name for it in Sanskrit. It's the thoughts that are worth your attention in practice. We acknowledge them, we let them go, and then we sink into our eagle pose. Right leg will lift. That's the breath in. Exhales to take your full bind. For this round, you're getting your toe around your ankle. We're sinking a bit lower. Be sure that you aren't in pain. If and when you wobble, if and when you fall, it's just yoga. Crouch before you take flight. Untangle the legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, set up for warrior 3. Back foot kicks. Look down at the floor. Unwrap your arms. Today I will airplane for Vidabhadrasana. Hands are reaching behind me. Then I'll reach up towards the front of the mat, reach towards your screen, and shoot up to standing. We breathe in. Arch to the right. Exhale. Back to center. Slow down the breath. Left side. Exhale. Back to center. Let's head on in. Left arm underneath the right. you will find your eagle bind. Let's warm up. You're always welcome to stay here. Right here in standing, you are definitely practicing an eagle stance. These are building blocks. Next up, breath out, take a seat. Left leg lifts, that's the breath in, nice and high. Exhale to cross on over, we take our full bind. You are pain-free as you sink nice and low. Lift the arms nice and high. 3, 2, and 1. Untangle the legs, shift your eyes to the floor, pull the arms apart from one another. This will help you. Flex your left toe. You can always take a little kickstand. Virabhadrasana. Warrior 3. Really tight belly, keep dropping the hip down. You'll reach in front of you. Take a breath in to shoot up to standing. Take a back bend as you exhale. Back to center, extended mountains. One-legged Tadasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Today we'll be starting this pose with your left foot on the floor, right foot nice and high. Little wobbly today, can you blame me? I am going to apologize now for my dirty yoga teacher feet. But as we remove the distraction, right? One-legged mountains, I'll see you here. We smile, we're lighthearted. It takes great discipline to take this practice. Exhale to reach for the thigh or for your foot. We're building on. Take a breath in, straighten the leg, flex the toe towards your face. Little bend in your standing leg. Start to look down towards the thigh. If and when you fall out, take a smile. Release the pose. Kick the right leg behind you. We set up for dancers. Inhale, left arm nice and high. Natarajasana. Exhale to drop nice and low. Little bend. Nice long throat. Chances are you've taken this sequence before. Welcome to practice. Lift the right leg a bit higher. Don't let your muscle memory take over. You're not wondering what's next. Release the pose. We come up to standing. Hands at heart center. Samastitihi. Left leg nice and high. This is our one-legged mountain. We start here. Use your inhales when you're ready. Arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hand drops. Grab onto what you can. You're gonna mimic the same depth that you took on the right side. Do your best. Wide toes, left leg sticks out in front of you. Find a focal point, something that won't move on you, okay? Then, if you're ready to build on, you'll start to look down towards the leg. Notice the differences on this side. May you try not to touch down. Release the foot, start to kick it behind you. We set up for dancers. Inhale, right hand nice and high. Exhale, Natarajasana. We kick the leg back. A quest for peace. Soft eyebrows. Tighten the navel. Kick the leg back a bit longer. Exhale to release the pose. Shake it out. Samastitihis. We rise. Inhale, arms overhead. Arch to the right. Breathe out. Back to center. Inhale. Left side. Exhale. Back to center. Add in your back bend. Extended mountains. You'll come on down into your forward fold and join me for a high plank pose, Phalakasana. Take a breath in, nice straight arms, hinge forward. Exhale, low plank. We're hanging out in up dog for this round, so drop your knees down to the floor. Sway side to side, look over either shoulder. Let's say your wrists were tender here, very common. Go ahead and pop onto your fists instead, especially if you are enjoying this belly stretch. We set up to push into downward facing dog, our first one of the day. May you go nice and slow. Tuck the toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Really wide fingertips, nice shake of the head, let it go all the way. I'm spicing it up today, starting on the left side. Inhale, left leg high. Breath out, bend at the knee. Wake up your left side today. Then step the leg through between the hands. You'll start here in your low lunge, then turn the back foot open, and we'll meet in warrior two. I love to bend in my knee and settle in. Hopefully you do too. Hands at heart center. If you need to modify today, your elbow's gonna point in the same direction as your knee. Full expression, warrior twos. Look over your left middle finger. Notice the difference between booty out and a scoop of your tailbone as you tuck that tailbone down to the floor. Hinge forward, breathe in. Extended side angle. Right hand comes nice and high. I'm going to show you the building blocks to get to bird of paradise. Even if you cannot bind, you can still take the pose. Drop your right hand behind you and hold on to your backside, maybe your thigh. Take your left hand, hold on to your calf, all right? You'll take a little bend in either leg. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Then bring your left leg nice and high. Notice I don't have a bind, but I'm still able to practice the pose. Just by coming up to standing, hiking the knee up as high as you can. And if you want to try more, be sure you have your breath. Inhales to try to straighten the leg. Exhale, look where you're stepping, left foot down. Right foot steps back. Meet us in warrior two. Take a breath in. Reverse your warrior, left hand high. Lunge deep. Still breathing. Star pose, burst open. Back bend, exhale. Back to center, we rise. Horse squat, sink nice and low. Find your goddess squat. We'll start with a few pulses here. So hands will come to heart center. You're gonna press into them, scoop, and then join me, we pulse. Let's say you need an exit strategy. Breath in, straighten the legs. Exhale, we're still pulsing. Star pose, burst open, back bend, exhale, back to center, palms touch, pyramid pose as you bow over the left leg. Set yourself on in. Pyramids, slice the hands down to the mat. Some of you like to hang out halfway. Hold on to what you can, blocks, chairs. Full expressions, forehead down to the knee. May your hips stay square. I offer a twist for you today. Keep your right fingertips on the floor. As you inhale, left side comes high. I'll keep my hand on my hip. You're welcome to reach your hand all the way up to the sky. 3, 2, and 1. Look down to the floor. Arms overhead. Breathe in. Hands clasped behind you. Breathe out. Steeple mudra. Index fingers point nice and high. You'll kick up the back foot as we take toppling tree. Right foot kicks as high as you can. How's your breath? Look at the floor. Lift your hands off your low back. Hands down to the floor. Standing splits. Most important, try to drop your head all the way to the floor. Give that leg a kick, high as you can. As you exhale, footsteps down. Breath in, find your high plank. Low plank as you exhale. Chaturangas, up dog, you'll breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Take what you need. I'll hang out here in down dog with you. 5 rounds of breath. Do not rush this step. Nice wide thumbs, pinkies, middle fingers. Suck in your belly. We're getting ready to flow. Right leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend at your knee, wake up the right side. Look where you're stepping. Foot comes through between the hands. Back foot seals down. Inhales to warrior 2. All the bends in the knees. Welcome. Check in with your temperature. Do you feel a bit warmer? Do you miss that hot room with me? I sure do. We will never take our heat for granted. Warrior 2. We strive in our living room in the meantime. Hinge forward, breathe in. Extended side angle, right hand high. Modified bird of paradise. Take your left hand, bring it to the back side of you. Right hand, holding on to the calf. Look where you're stepping. Little bend in the knee. Left foot steps up to meet your right. Did you see my little floating carpet? We're coming up to standing. Just by doing this, you're already in birds of paradise because you're playing, you're having fun. Start here. Be sure you can breathe. Full inhale to kick the leg as long as you can. Exhales to release. Look where you're going. Foot down to the floor. Step your left foot back to meet your right. In your nice in line, can you see my heel and my arch? Warrior 2. Breathe in. Reverse your warrior. Breathe out. Seal the feet down. Lovely star pose. Burst open. Back bend. Exhale. Back to center. Take a breath in. Prasarita Padottanasana. I like to pigeon toe my feet. Get any props out of the way. Let's start here with our wide-legged fold. Hands down to the mat. I'm making some fun shadows today. Very fun. Head will drop down to the floor. You'll find your halfway lift. Keep one hand on the floor. Let's twist. Inhale, right hand will come high. I'm keeping my hand on the hip variation today. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Nice flat tabletop backs. Inhale, left hand high, chin up to the sky. Exhale, look down at the floor. Some of you like something different other than Prasarita, and so I offer you frog pose. Go ahead and drop down to your knees. You're going to widen your stance, inside arches of your feet on the floor. Hinge forward, check in, and exhales to lower yourself down. I'm going to stay on the forearms today, and a little less dip in your low back, a little bit flatter of a spine, and then your eyes will look towards the floor. Whatever hip opener you see fit today. We love our sequence. I'm always happy to have you take your custom order at any point in class today. Some yogis like to hinge forward and back. We must safely come out of the pose. First onto the hands, then you'll tuck your toes. You'll take a downward like dog, pressing into your hands, and I'll meet you in star. It's on our inhale. We rise, burst open. Back bend, exhale. Back to center, palms to touch. We fold over the right leg, set up for your pyramid, slice your cake, take a breath out. I love this analogy. Head drops down to the floor. Left hand stays on the floor, right hand starts to lift. We're twisting. My hand is going to stay on my hip. Turn your chin up to the sky. Exhale, look down to the mat. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. We get ready for our toppling tree. So, as you breathe out, hands clasp behind you. Puff up your chest. Take a breath in. Your weight shifts to your front leg. Back foot will start to lift. Some yogis like a toe tap. You could stay on the floor. I'm ready to flow. You've got steeple mudra behind you. Start to lift your hands high. Enjoy the play in between. Standing splits. Hands drop down to the floor. We embrace our imperfections. Drop your head. Kick your leg nice and high. We've got this, yogis. 3, 2, 1. Breath out, foot down to the floor. High plank, breathe in. Low plank, let's flow. We've got 5 rounds of breath that the series calls for. Build your endurance, find some stillness, and then I'll see you at the top of the mat. We'll come up to standing. Take any creature comforts you might need. Any water, toweling off. We adjust. We unclench, scan the body, head to toe. Awareness, peace. We get ready for more. Left foot on the floor, right foot today. We'll be taking half lotus. Bring the edge of your foot into your hip crease. Start here. Drop your knee down to the floor. Arm will reach overhead. That's on your breath in. Exhales if you're taking toe stand, if you're working on a fold, or if you're somewhere in between. I'm gonna head to the in-between today. Little bend in my knee, hips are nice and square. My foot and my heel are tucked into my groin. This sets you up for heading all the way down, which maybe you're headed there now. Enjoy. Keep breathing. And you're gonna try and keep your foot in the same spot. So if you need to hold on to your foot, let's do it. You'll shoot up to standing. Right hand nice and high, take a breath in. And as you exhale, we release the pose. Shake it out. We'll switch out standing legs. So right sole of the foot onto the floor, left edge of your foot into that hip crease. Then the knee drops down. You're welcome to stay here. This is Padmasana. Left hand nice and high. Take a breath in. Exhales to fold. Adjust as needed. I'm taking the halfway crouch today. Heel is really, really digging into my low belly. Hands are at heart center. Nice long back of the neck. Really long flat spine. Still breathing. Happy to be here. 3, 2, and 1. Hold on to your foot if you're coming back up. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale, release the pose. We're going to flow through our sun salutation to get to pigeon pose. We'll be starting on the left side. I'm reminding you as much as I'm reminding me. Inhale, arms overhead. Fold forward. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Plant the palms. High to low plank. All in that exhale. Upward facing dog. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg high. Breath in. Pigeon pose. On the exhale. Raja Kapotasana. What to do? Look over your right shoulder. Be sure that your foot is nice and relaxed. We're heading down into pigeon pose. I would not rush this step. Settle on in. Use the forearms, use blocks, use pillows. Make yourself comfortable because now you all have your own private yoga studio in your house, right? So get your props where they need to be. If you can see the shelf that's behind me, that's where I keep my straps, my blocks, my spray to clean my mat after. That's where my mat is stored. All of my towels that I use are behind that plaid chair so that when I'm ready to flow, it's right there. I don't have to look for it. It's not dirty. And I'm proud of it. It's something that I can see every day. May your materials bring you joy. And we'll tuck the back toe. A very slow exit strategy. I'm going to show you modified wild thing today. So if you know how to flip, go for it. Modified wild things. Keep your right knee on the floor, right forearm on the floor. Inhale, left leg nice and high. You're going to unwind that pigeon and drop your foot behind you. Open up the groin. You can look underneath the armpit. And then release your knee down to the mat. Enjoy the sensations of the pose. Take a high plank, breathe in. Low plank, exhale. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog. As you exhale. Right leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Pigeon pose on the exhale. We spend the same amount of time on this side, so I'll see you to restore. We head on down to the floor. My little Dr. Seuss flow today. Back foot is relaxed. If you're unsure, pick it up, set it back down. If you're unsure, army crawl a bit further to the top of your mat. Create more space. Three, 2, and 1. We come out of the pose. Modified wild things. Keep your left knee on the floor, left forearm on the floor. Breathe in, right knee nice and high. Take a swivel, look underneath the armpit. knee down to the mat. Our last flow through of the day, high plank as you breathe in. Low plank as you exhale. Upward dog, breath is in. To the belly, exhale, I'll see you on the floor. Everything's unclenched. Feel that lovely vibration of your body as it seals itself to the floor. So nice. Speed bumps. Let's switch sides, right? Onto the other cheek we go. You're going to try and lay on the same part of your face that you were on the other side. So same part of the jaw, same part of the ear. Try to mimic that same part of the face. We start to pay attention. Hands will start to slide underneath your shoulders. Hug your elbows into the ribs. Toes are untucked. Breathe in, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Peel the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, chin down to the floor. This next variation, instead of our usual locust, keep your hands here. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Left foot will kick into the floor. Right foot nice and high. Elbows in. 3, 2, and 1. Touch down, breathe out. Left side. Inhale, kick the left leg nice and high. Proud to be here, wide collarbones. 3, 2, and 1. Touch down. Full expression, peel the chest, hover the hands, hover your feet. Everything floats. This is our hovering cobra. Keep breathing. Exhales to touch down. You'll keep your right hand under your shoulder, your right foot into the floor, and your left hand is going to peel behind you. You're setting up for one-legged bow. As you breathe in, you'll kick the foot back, take the chest off of the mat, and enjoy this one-legged variation today. 3, 2, and 1. Exhales to touch down and switch out the sides. We did not come to yoga to rush your pace. Breath in, one-legged bow, kick the leg back. Pelvic bone presses into the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Exhales to touch down. For this variation of Superman, you will interlace your hands behind you and peel everything off of the mat. I have steeple mudra going on, little tuck of the chin so that my neck is not craned and strained. May you lift the feet, then lift the thumbs off of your low back. Do your best. 3, 2, and 1. Touch down. Child's pose. Slide your hands underneath you. Take a very graceful journey into Balasana. Knees nice and wide. I will definitely enjoy some sunshine while we have it here. next pose we go. And back into this lovely sunshine for me. So nice. I'll take it. Toes will tuck. Start here sitting on your heels as you check in. How's the breath? How's the face? Limbs? Heart? Temperature? We get ready for fixed firm. I offer one-legged variations today, so stay with this left knee bent. Kick your right leg out in front of you. You'll take a seat here and get both cheeks on the floor. You're welcome to stay here. This is very sensational. Your knee must stay on the floor as you start to head down. One forearm, then the other. Line yourself up for success. Chin up to the sky. Lead with the chin in towards the chest. Anchor yourself down to the floor and we'll release the leg. So recirculate the leg, roll the ankle. As graceful as you can, we'll switch sides. Gentle with your knees as you practice ahimsa, which is non-violence of the self. If you know something's going to hurt you, don't do it. Even if it takes 5 extra seconds than you're used to. We get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So start here. Check in. I'm thinking about my ankle right now. My ankle's pretty tight here. I don't think I can go down as far. Normally I tell people, right, try to mimic the same depth that you had before, and I can just about come down to my forearm. So what I'm going to do for this really deep ankle stretch for me is lean back with my arms a little bent. Relaxed chin. Three, 2, and 1. You'll release the leg, kick it out in front of you, shake out the legs. And then we'll get ready for camel. So onto the knees you go. I offer toes untucked. So untuck those toes, bring your arms overhead, take a breath in. Back bend as you exhale. Back to center. Breath is in. Let's bring our hands to the low back. Get any wiggles out if you need to. I'm sure you can see me getting all my wiggles ready so that I can take Ustrasana. Roll the chest up to the sky. 3, 2, 1. Chin in towards the chest. Exhale, embryo pose. Reach for your feet. Rabbit pose. Lift your hips off of the mat. You'll start to slide your forehead in towards the knees. Nice rounded spine. Active lift of the hips just a bit higher, Sarsangasana. And exhales to take a seat. From here, I'm going to offer a bit of inversion time for you to play today before we head down onto our backs. If you are familiar with your headstand, hop on in. If you are wanting to practice headstand but you're not sure where to start, you'll take some leg lifts today to get used to the sensation. Bring your hands to the sides of your biceps, take a measurement, and bring those elbows down to the floor. We're building on. Now you're going to create a basket with your hands, a very lovely open scooped basket. You're going to set your head into that basket. Think the top of your flower crown on the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off of the mat, press into your elbows, lift your right leg, breathe in, foot down, exhale. Left leg high, breathe in, and foot down, exhale. You're welcome to keep playing here. We have 5 rounds of breath. are finished with your inversion, we head down into tortoise pose. Bring your knees together to touch and reach your arms out in front of you, palms face down. Open mouth. Again, breathe in, no one can see you. Stick out your tongue. And just like that, we are ready for our spine. It's best if I turn to face you. So take Shavasana and these prone supines on your back, prones on your belly. These supine poses, take them as you please. I'm gonna face this way. And as you head on down to your back, let's start with our knees in towards the chest. Sway side to side. Thank you for practicing in my home with me today. So lovely to have you. So nice to interact with you. Send me a love beam if you're watching this. Give me a little like or a thumbs up because it truly is like the smile that I'm used to seeing every day, right? Thank you so much for saying hello. Left leg will stay with you. Right leg will extend out nice and long. Wind removing pose. Supine twist, that's on our exhale. Arms nice and wide like a T if you have the space for it today. Make yourself space if you want to grow a bit wider on the floor. We meet in the middle. Inhale, back to center. Breath out. Right leg in towards the chest. Wind removing pose. Take your squeeze. Breath out to take your supine, arms wide like a T. It's just fine if your knee doesn't reach the floor. It can float so long as your knee feels all right. You'll pick up your head, tuck your chin in towards your chest, reset your head down. Back to center we go. Twist to center. Take happy baby with me today. Soles of the feet will come nice and high and reach for what you can. Other options, if you don't want to take happy baby, you're going to be taking child's pose on your back. Bring your knees nice and wide. Bring the soles of your feet towards one another and reach your arms up and overhead, palms face up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug yourself in tight, forehead in towards the knees. Give yourself a squeeze and a thank you. Feel the sunshine on your face. Do not skip your Shavasana today. Give yourself permission to unwind on the floor. Do not press pause. Join me here. Burst open. Palms turn face up. Settle yourself in for Shavasana. Open mouth. you'll start to awaken out of your Shavasana state. Give yourself about 10 rounds of breath to come into a seat. Legs will crisscross at the top of the mat at a leisurely pace. No rush. Savor your moment of stillness with one another. Gyan Mudra. Your index and thumb fingers to touch. Let the back of your hands rest on your thighs. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Again, breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let's Om. Breathe in. Om. The light, the teacher in me is honored to guide the teacher and light in you. Bowing forward, namaste. Thanks for playing with me today. So fun to make some time on the mat, as I very much so needed to move my body, and it's pretty cool to have you join me in doing so. I will finish our class today by showing you the inside of my Tibetan singing bowl. Let me bring it a bit closer to you so that you can see it. It's got a yin-yang in the middle, yin-yang if you will. Can you see? I'll post a picture in the comments. Bye everyone!